was playing around with the idea when I was in high school, when I was about 14, 15, but I never fully accepted or wanted to actually do it until I turned about 19, 20, because it was something that I thought when I was like 14, I was like, oh, imagine being a boy, that would be so cool if you could do that. And I knew it was a thing. I mean, I knew it was a thing because there was a few trans people who went to my school, but I never fully had the confidence. And again, I felt I would regret it. But I know there's a big percentage and worry of that when people do talk about that, when they try and kind of put down trans part of the community by saying, oh, you'd regret it in the future, but that's like 7%. But when I finally transitioned, when I was 2019, January, I came out and I applied straight away to the Sandyford Clinic in Glasgow. I knew that it was going to be long, but they offered me originally 14 to 16 months waiting time, and now it's 21 months. I had to go private about halfway through 2019, and I was self-funding, and it was really stressful for mental health reasons as well, because I felt that I could not physically leave my job, because I was really heavy relying on that to start hormones. The barriers haven't been family or friends, actually. I'm quite surprised about that, because everybody was really calm about it. I'm still waiting for people to be, oh, that's weird, that's disgusting, it's gross, what the hell. But no. I think the only barrier was me, because I had the opportunity to start my transition and my hormone treatment early on, but because I was so anxious about it, I kept spending the money that I had to save for my hormone treatment, or I would never go to the appointments because I was too worried. But eventually I got to the point where if I want it done, and if I want to turn 30 and be my authentic self, I'd have to do it, because I can't imagine being older than I am now and still not start T and not be on hormones. I don't think I'd actually be here if that was the case.
How do you do that?
I don't know any black trans men at all except me. I'm the only one. Being black and trans in the skate community is hard because there's not a lot of representation for me. So that kind of means that I'm the small niche, kind of small to 1%. But if that means that in the future there's someone who ends up black and trans and they don't know anyone and I'm the small representation, then that's great for me, because I'll be helping someone without knowing that. So that's all that matters, I suppose. Living the Black Lives Matter movement, if that makes sense. There's no way to put it other than it's life or death for me personally. I would love for other people to self-educate themselves in order to know how to not just be comfortable around me, but make me comfortable as well. It's great that everyone's using Instagram and other social media platforms for it, but I would love it if more people took the time to just educate their friends as well, and not call everyone out. It's not about cancel culture, it's just about owning up to it and moving past that and making sure that you just put that into being a better person for the kids as well that you're going to have in future, because that's what it's about, making sure the better generation has a better chance than we did. I've experienced racism since I was about 6. There were people, I was just at the ice cream van, and there were people who just screamed the N-word to me, and I was 6. I didn't know what it meant at the time, but I knew that it was bad. And then again when I was 8 in primary school, and so on, just every now and again since I was now 21.
How do you deal with that?
I'm not a very confrontational person. I was really shy about dealing with racism or abuse up front. I get really upset about it, but I just compartmentalise it and I just not deal with it or call anyone out about it until I turned about 19, and I was right, this is enough, I need to stick up for myself. So I don't yell. I try and just let them know that it's not appropriate and it's not funny, even though they're like, oh well, I'm just joking with you. It was just a joke. And I'm like, it's not funny. It makes me feel really, really horrible as well. It's just the fact that I need to just tell people that it's not the nice feeling, calling everyone out as well, especially because I'm worried about how other people are going to take it, because people don't want to hear the fact that they've been a horrible person. They don't like hearing their truth. So I get worried about calling other people out as well, especially cis men, because I'm worried they're just going to punch me for saying that they were racist when they are. What happens when I hear people say all lives matter is, again, I don't really listen to that part of it, because there's always going to be people who try and break up a movement, especially when they feel they're not a part of that movement. And I know it's part of someone's ego to say that all lives matter, because they don't feel represented or left out. But when it says all lives matter, it means to me that you specifically think I'm saying that white lives don't matter. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that black lives are the most at risk at the moment. So we need to focus on how to make us safe and feel comfortable. That's why I'm saying black lives matter, because we do, and we are dying every day. And I'm not saying that it's a risk as well for white people. It's just that when white people get murdered, it's more specifically recorded as well on the media. And it's like when I don't hear about a lot of black people being killed, or a lot of black trans women as well, specifically a lot more recently being murdered, it's not put on the media, it's not put on mainstream media, because our lives aren't actually how do you put it, our lives aren't actually regarded as the same level as white lives. So that's why we need this movement, just so we can feel safe, and just to let people know that we need to actually talk about this more often, even with our families and our friends.